Hi everyone, welcome back to the 2030 podcast, a show hosted by someone in their 20s
and someone in their 30s.
where we talk about life, relationships, purpose, and growth from the perspective of a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old.
Because what makes sense at 20 can look very different by 30. I'm Jane.
And I'm Sky. Today we're going to be talking about feeling that I think most of us are very, very familiar with. Love. This is 2030. So welcome back everyone. Today we are going to have a very, very interesting topic. It's a topic that I love sharing about with friends and family and the people that I care about. We're going to be talking about love and relationships today. Very fun, huh, Jane?
Interesting. So yeah, since we're talking about love, right? So Sky, congratulations. You are recently engaged with Gabby. Yeah, so happy for you. So one thing that's always came up in my mind, right? So you're still really, really young. So just want to know, just pick your brain a little bit in the sense of a 20-year-old, right? So what prompted you into taking that big leap and big step with Gabby?
I think maybe for context, right? I'm 23,
Yes.
still quite young, I would say. The ideal or the most average age for people to get married, I think is around 28, 29 for men.
I think no. So I think back my time, I think late 20s would be roughly the average for females.
Average
and probably
for females.
Males would be 30s. But
30s.
I think it has extended a little bit more towards 40s right now, and it's pretty normal for guys to get married in 40s. So yeah, so you're the outlier, man.
Can special a bit. But for me, I think I'm with Gabby for almost 6 years now. Been together for quite some time, and I just felt she's the one lah, boys.
Oh,
a lot of brownie points.
Brownie points, Gabby.
Yeah, she's my best friend. She's my favorite person. I literally would be very, very happy to spend every day with her. And we are in long distance. We live very far away from each other. It's like a 8-hour flight from where she is in Indonesia. She stays in Papua to where we are here in Malaysia. And there's like nothing that will bring us together. Like I'm living my life here, building my career here, developing my journey over here, and she's doing the same over there. And it's like doing this long distance is not easy. So I thought that it's time for both of us to also commit deeper into the relationship. And that's when I decided to pop the question and got the ring and we got engaged. And yeah, the wedding is planned to be next year. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. But yeah, for both of us, we feel that we are mature enough and we are happy enough to proceed to this next level. And yeah, very excited lah. But a lot of things to learn from you lah.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, but one thing that I would really love to understand as well is how different are relationships in my age group and your age group.
Oh, so different.
Very, very different,
Yes.
right? So I'm pretty sure we all have our own criteria or what we look for in a specific person. But for you, right, Jane, in your 30s right now, what would you say is like the biggest red flag in a partner or in a significant other that you look for?
Interesting question. So I think it's very different when I'm in my 20s.
Yeah.
What I look for in a partner, and definitely what I look for in a partner when I'm in my 30s, right? So I would say the biggest red flag right now, I think lately in terms of generation, there's a lot of situationships that's going along, non-committal kind
This
of.
was back then when you're into your 20s?
No, actually in your 30s. So
your 30s.
yeah, so I think now in the 30s, one of the biggest reflex is if someone is just not committing or not being sincere with their emotions. Especially, I think one of the biggest thing would be emotional vulnerability, where you're able to, and maturity as well. So you're able to articulate what you feel, what you want to say, and just not beat around the bush. So I think in my 20s was all chasing about that excitement, that excitement, that passion, that feeling, that instant dopamine hit, right? And in 30s it's just now a lot more for peace, a lot more for genuine connection. And yeah, it's just basically just genuine connection, emotional maturity, and not someone who just beats around the bush. So I think that the biggest red flag for me would be someone who's not emotionally available.
Okay.
Yep.
Not even quite low EQ lah.
Quite low EQ, I would say. Yes.
Not much
yes,
emotional
yes.
awareness.
Correct.
Okay, I see. That's quite a good red flag for us in our 20s, right? I feel like a lot of us are quite learning a lot about relationships, even in our current age. But for me personally, right, red flags are still quite related to their character. Maybe it's not as deep as their emotional awareness and things like that. But for me personally, the biggest red flags are just people who are not polite. One, there are a lot of people that are not polite. I knew a few of my friends, right? They dated. There was this one instant. I think it was my brother. Okay, he dated this girl. We went out for a lunch. Yeah, one time. We ordered food, ordered drinks. The waiter missed her order. She ordered like an iced lemon tea.
Okay.
The waiter missed it. The waiter was like, he missed it, and she asked for it, but turns out he forgot. And then right in front of everyone and in that table, she was like, stupid lah.
Oh, so rude.
Things like that, I feel like is a very huge red flag when we are looking for someone, looking for a partner, and of course, a lot of other things. But in terms of being in your 30s, right, I'm also wondering how acceptable it is for women to pursue the man instead of the man to pursue the woman. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Because like in normal culture,
Yep.
it's always men work for the girl.
Yep.
Men make the first move. How do you feel in your 30s about girls making their move?
I think it's alright.
You think it's alright?
I think it's alright.
Have you done it before?
Have I done it before? Yes and no, depending on the situation and context.
Okay.
But yes, to answer your question, I think it's I think we're in a modern world right now, and again, bringing it back to like emotional maturity and communication, everything is very important, right? So, for me, I think in this time and generation, if just say I'm attracted to someone or I like someone, I think it's perfectly okay just to make the first move, like just like ask for coffee and things like that, to just ask them to go out, and it's fine, because at the end of the day is people can read your mind, right? You can give a lot of hints, and sometimes guys can be very blur.
Okay.
Sometimes guys can be very blur, right? So yes, I think it's perfectly fine for females to ask guys out, and just take it to see where it goes. What do you think? Do you think it's okay for girls to ask guys out, or are you still in that very traditional sense?
No. Definitely, I will be very happy if girls actually make the first move. Fun fact, me and Gabby, I think she made the first move lah.
Oh, nice.
Later, when she watched the episode, then she will
say
want
no.
to clarify.
She was like, no, you made the first move.
Yeah, but nowadays, right, my generation, the best way for us to approach each other, Instagram DM. Reply story. Is that how you do it at your age right now?
That's how I get a lot.
Oh, is it?
I do get DMs.
Wow, Jane got a lot of friends. But yeah, that time it was Gabby that actually approached me first. She didn't approach me with any intentions, just to be friends.
Yep.
She replied to a story that I uploaded, and from there we started talking a lot more. And yeah, we got close from there. But she made the first move. But there's this quote, she fell first, but I fell harder.
Oh no, mengayat.
So I think it was that kind of relationship. I feel it's no problem at all for the girl to make the first move. However, I do think that it's quite important for, of course, the guy to still make that effort to pursue the girl.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure,
right?
that's for sure.
Yeah, so I think I have a very fun question that we might be able to learn a lot from you.
Okay.
This maybe goes out to my 20-year-old friends who might be interested in tackling a girl or chasing a girl. What are your tips, step by step, to, let's say, get closer or get to know a girl? What would be the best step by step? Because all of my friends ask that, hey, I like this girl. They see this girl in church or they see this girl in school. They're very interested in them. They want to get to know them, but they don't know how. They don't know where to start. The most common one usually is from Instagram story, reply DM, like this. But for these kinds of conversations, it's quite hard for you to end up having a long conversation. For you in your 30s, what tips would you want to give to my
What
young
tips
friends?
would I want to give? All right, okay, interesting. Okay, so I think naturally, in the terms of dynamics of male and female,
Yeah.
right? So female, no matter what, we still want to be led, right? We still want to be led, and if you don't shoot your shot, you never know, right? So I think the first thing would be just take the risk and be genuine with your intentions, right? So if you like someone, yes, you can slide into the DMs. If they reply you, got chance. If they just thumbs up or heart shape or haha, very nonchalant, then maybe it's a medium kind of feeling, right? But if they do reply you and the conversation keeps going, so I think that's the first signs of interest already, right?
Yeah.
So I think the second one would be then if you do see them like in a normal social setting or whatnot, right? I think it's okay to just ask them out for coffee, something a little bit more casual, in a sense. And if she says yes, so I think that's also a good sign already,
sign,
right?
yeah,
Then
correct.
then you take it from there. You just see how your conversation flows,
Yeah.
how you vibe with each other, and if things continue going well, then you can then ask her out on a proper date, like bring her out for a nice a candlelight dinner if you want or whatnot, right? So I think if you don't ask, you never know. I mean, I do have previous past relationships as well where there was attraction with the guy and the guy was also attracted. We were attracted to each other, right? But no one said anything, right? I think I was waiting for him. Probably he
Yeah.
was waiting for me. And at the end, until now in my 30s, I'm like, what if?
What if?
What if, right? What if? So I
Okay.
think I would say just shoot your shot, right? Shoot your shot. You never know. And if it doesn't happen, then, move on, all right? Find the next target.
Understand. Okay, not bad. Yeah. Because nowadays, really a lot of my friends their best tactic or they see the girl they like post like a cafe. Oh, can I know where is this
Selit lah,
And then
selit.
sliding inside like that. Okay.
But
that's
yeah,
very
honestly, I
interesting.
still think that girls still would like to be asked out, if the guy is interested, right? So it's perfectly fine just to ask, and if there's conversation going and there's continuous reply, then yeah, got chance.
What do you look for most in a guy?
What do I look for most for?
If Jane were to be with someone right now, what needs to be in him that will make you?
Generally, I think you know me for quite some time. I can be a little bit masculine
Okay.
in terms of my and independence, I would say, right? So for me, what I would look for in a guy would someone who's able to take the lead, right? Someone who's able to plan, someone who's able to decide for me.
Okay.
Because on a day-to-day, I wear a lot of hats, right?
Yeah.
So I lead the team at work. I have family at home where I have to decide and make a lot of decisions, right? So at the end of the day, the mental exhaustion is just right there. And what I actually want is just someone who just step up and say, hey, I got this. Right, so
Okay.
yeah, so I think for every female out there as well, especially women in their 30s who have careers and a lot of responsibilities on their shoulder, it's just nice just to take a step back, to allow ourselves to be led by a guy. So I think
Yeah.
that would be for me.
Okay. For you, because I see you as a very successful person, you are thriving in your career. You're thriving as a mom.
Oh.
You're doing really good. All right. I'm wondering for your stage right now, how important is it for your partner to make more money than you? If let's say there's this guy, maybe he's attractive, he's good, but he doesn't earn as much as you. Let's say he earns half of what you earn. All right, and let's say you want to take this into a long-term,
Yep.
serious relationship. How acceptable is that for you, or is it like totally no? You need to have a man that perhaps makes more money than you, because that's a stigma that
It
I
is,
feel a
it
lot
is.
of
Yeah.
traditional families, including a lot of my friends, and maybe I personally also have that kind of a thought where the guy is always seen as the head of the family. He's the breadwinner, the
Yep.
one who provides for the family,
Yep.
right? Therefore, do you think it's still acceptable, or will it still work if the guy doesn't make as much as the girl? Is there like a pride issue or a respect issue? What do you think?
That would be, right? So I think it goes back down to the partner's personality and attitude. So even if you carry the burden of the financial burden, like to be the head of the family, right? But if you can compensate it with helping out with the household management, right? So that it takes off the load from me. Right, so then at least then the responsibility is sort of like balanced in a way. Then it's something that I'm fine with, right? So then at least after a long day of work, I come home, I don't have to stress out about cooking for dinner or I have to do the laundry. I have to help with the kids' homework. So those kind of things. If there's a nice balance to it, then and financially my partner is able to pay for himself, right? I don't have to support him, then I think that's fine as well. But if it comes to a partner where everything is still comes back down to me, right? So I have to be the head of household, I have to pay the bills, I have to do everything, then it's not fair, I think. I think it's not fair in a sense where you're not carrying or you're not sharing the load in that sense. So in a way, so of course lah, I mean if I can find a partner that earns more than me or even balance, right? So by the end of the day, for me, I think what's most important is just how mature that person is, and in terms of sharing the burden of responsibility of the household. I think so. So it's not so much of yes, it is a stigma, right? So a lot of people say like the guy must be he must have a higher position than me, he must earn more than me and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it comes back down to attitude and compromise. I think compromise is very important in relationship nowadays. If there's no understanding, there's no compromise, then tension will always evolve and unresolved problems will always come up, and then that's where bickering starts and and things like that. So
I see, I understand.
What about you? What about people in your 20s? Is it something really, is it like a red flag or green flag if just say, for example, if just say Gabby earns more than you, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
For me personally, I think it wouldn't be, if it was me and Gabby, I don't think it would be too big of an issue. If she makes more, I think she does even make more money. I don't think it'll be an issue because both of us are quite mature in that point. However, I think it could be a problem if, let's say, it's too big of a difference. Let's say the girl makes 20K a month, the guy makes 5K a month. Or let's say slightly smaller, the girl makes 10K a month, the guy only makes 2.5.
Wow.
It's a very big difference.
Yes.
Right? Therefore, in terms of their lifestyle, their expectations of fun, of what you do together, it will be quite different as well, right? For me, I want to be able to earn more. Because even I was always educated from my parents, my mom and dad. My dad had this strong principle where, as a guy, if you're not able to take care and provide for your girl, don't date.
Your dad's a good man.
But like even he didn't, they didn't allow me to date when I was younger, back in high school. Me and Gabby got together right after high school, right after they gave me the permit. Oh, Sky dah boleh cari a girlfriend. Then I straight away But they always have that mindset where a guy always needs to provide for the girl. Since the beginning of my relationship with Gabby, even though I was still under pocket money, maybe earlier on in our relationship, my parents will always say, "Oh, you're going out with Gabby? Always pay for her. Pay for her." They will give me that allowance to go and take care of her, and Gabby doesn't like it. Okay, I'm not saying that Gabby is a gold digger or whatever. She always tries to pay me back. She always tries to halve it, or she sometimes pays for me as well. But a principle that my parents bring down on me is for me to always be able to provide for the girl, and that's the principle that I've been doing up until now. Especially when I started earning money, when I started working, when I built my business, she's been with me when I didn't have anything. Right now, when I have perhaps more to be able to give, I'll give her the best, right? So I think a relationship will be better, I think, if the guy is able to provide and to earn more than the girl. However, this one, right, I'm also wondering how it's like in the 30s right now. I feel like in this day and age, we have been looking at relationships more on a transactional way. Do you agree? I mean, not to say it's wrong, but like when we look at relationships, what can you bring to the table?
I'm the whole table.
We always ask ourselves, and
Yeah.
we would judge and kind of look at
Yeah.
our partner or our potential significant other, and we look at them and think, how is this transactional? What can I get from them? What can they give to me? And is it on par with what I am giving to you? Right? So that's why I feel like a lot of people around my age, especially the girls, they really do look for stability in men.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 23. A lot of my friends who are also around 23, there are girls, they're already married. A lot of them are already
Wow.
married. They got married to like 28, 29-year-olds. This is just a stereotype. I
Yeah.
don't want to kena cancel. But the girls are like 23. They are. I always see them to look quite good looking. They're quite good looking. The husband, 28, 29, they don't look as good. I look at them and I feel like got a bit of imbalance in terms of their appearance. And the girl being at such a young age, some of them even got married at younger, 21, right? They haven't did anything in terms of their career.
Yeah.
Where can you be in 21, right? There's not much that you probably have experienced already. But the guy has already experienced that much. And the girl looks for that stability. The guy is able to give it for them. And the girl is able to give companionship, able to give that sense of pride in having a beautiful lady or something like that. And then they end up together. But what is it like in your generation right now? Is relationships very transactional? Do you think that it's wrong? And what do you feel?
I don't think it's wrong. So interesting point where because dating in the 20s and dating in 30s is completely different, right? So the point that one thing I picked up when you said like they got married at 20, they're still at their prime of their beauty and things like that, right? In terms of career, not really there yet because what so much can you achieve, right? So I think one point that I've taken note at is, do you really know yourself at 20, right? So essentially you just finished high school or college, right? You just graduated. You're stepping into adulthood, right? You're discovering a whole new person, right? Outside of your schooling life.
Yes.
Okay. And then you need to, for me, it's in the 20s, you need to be able to experience things, right? Experience life, deal with heartbreaks, because that's where you actually learn and you become smarter, right? So, yeah, I think it's quite interesting to hear at their 20s where they've really settled down, right? And you're able to provide companionship, but is it really sustainable in the long run? Not to say that I don't want to get cancelled as well, right? But it at such a young age, if you don't know yourself, because it actually applies to me in a sense where I had my relationship early in my 20s as well, and I didn't really know who I was back then. I didn't develop a personality, an identity of who I am. So I was just always like, I didn't fit in a mold. I sort of like, I was a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? So I didn't really understand who I was, what my standards are, what are standards, right? What are standards? What is acceptable? What is not? What do you just say yes to just because you want to be accepted, right? So that's one thing. So is it really sustainable for the long run? That's my first question, right? But yeah, I do agree. Females do look for stability, right? In a sense, I mean, if you don't have a career, you haven't established yourself in the working world, right? So of course, then if you get married and your partner is able to afford to take care of you and to provide for you, and you transactional master, you give that companionship towards that guy. And also I think for a guy, it would be a boost of the ego as well. I've got a beautiful wife, she takes care of the family, she looks pretty, so again, it's depending on what each person are looking for in the relationships in a way. But yeah, in the 30s, I think it's, for me, I'm very different. I'm a career-minded woman, right? So stability is important for me. Career-wise, it's also important for me, but standards are really, really clear for me, especially in my 30s. So in my 20s, it's like, if I feel uncomfortable with something, I would still probably say yes, so that just to keep the peace, and just so that like the guy stays, or so that we don't fight, we don't argue, right? But in my 30s, if I've learned that if I'm not comfortable with something, I voice it out, but not in a way to fight, right? But just to express how I feel and to see whether if we can find a compromise in it, in a sense where, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. Can we work something out to so that we can come to an agreement, so that I feel more fulfilled and happy in a relationship. Yeah. So
see.
yeah, interesting
Interesting,
thing where so I mean like it's interesting to see how sustainable it would be in the long run. But yeah, I think there are so many different relationships out there, right? So if something that fulfills you, makes you feel happy, then good for them.
Yeah. I'll give you 3 factors, 3 things. Rank them on which is most important to least. Firstly, their emotional awareness or their emotional maturity.
The guy, you mean?
The guy.
Okay.
Secondly, wealth. Stability in terms of money, finance, and everything like that. Third, appearance.
Oh.
Dia kacak ke tak? Dia handsome ke tak? Rank these 3 things on which is most important to least important. In your
Okay.
opinion.
For me, this is applicable
for
to
you,
me.
yes.
Okay. I'm in my 30s right now. So, again, I'm a career woman. I earn my own money. I
Yes.
can take care of myself.
So
So,
cool.
wealth, I would say, probably would be third. Because
Really?
in a way,
Okay.
because I can take care of myself. So it's important that if my partner, you can take care of yourself too, then so I'm not like not gold digger looking for money in a sense, right? So emotional maturity is very important for me because if you don't have that, then what's the point of having a relationship in the first place, right? Because you could deal with someone who are a narcissist or someone who's nonchalant and someone who just ignores. They may hear you, but they may not understand what needs to be worked on in a relationship.
Yeah.
So number 1, I would say is emotional maturity. Secondly, appearance.
Oh, you
Appearance
really
as
need
well.
someone who looks
the
good,
mata also need to juicy a bit lah, right?
Ah.
Appearance, not just in a sense of physical outlook, but I think appearance, for example, like I go to the gym, I work out, right? So for me, it's more of if I have a partner who also cares about his appearance, it showcases the discipline actually. The discipline and the mindset of an individual. So which means if a person has strong discipline and mindset, that will also translate into his work ethics as well. Because going to the gym religiously, maybe 3 to 4 times a week requires discipline, right? If you do it in the morning, you do it in the evening, no matter, regardless, you're still putting time aside to work on yourself and your health, right? So that's number 2. Then number 3 will be wealth. So yeah.
Okay. But I think it might be different for other girls. Right?
Yes, I think that's why I say for me only.
For you only. Yeah,
so
it's very cool.
but I do believe females in my age in a sense where a lot of us have careers. So we and it's normal right now to have and in a modern generation, it's very normal for females right now to have their jobs, right, and to earn their own money. So back then, maybe in my parents' time, the females are more reliant on the husbands and the partners to take care of the family. But the dynamic has shifted over the years, right? The dynamic has shifted over the years. Females are all educated. They have to, they work hard and they are capable enough to earn their own money, right? So that's why I think I read somewhere that they say that the epidemic of loneliness. Have you heard about it?
Epidemic of loneliness.
The male epidemic of loneliness is quite high in terms of statistic because a lot of females right now are very clear on their standards.
Okay.
And they just won't compromise what they truly want in a relationship. What they truly want in a relationship, so that they just refuse to compromise. So they rather be alone and by themselves than just to be in a relationship that makes them unhappy. Yeah, so
that's very interesting.
It may not. Yes, it's from my point of view, only will be emotional maturity. Second will be appearance. And third will be wealth. But I do think generally, I would say if it's a female who has a career, who has who's independent, who's able to take care of himself, that sequence probably will also be sort of roughly about the same.
Understand. Okay, because I feel like there was this person I really look up to. He said something about relationships. People say love is blind, right? When you feel love, it kind of blinds you, right?
Yes.
And he says the thing that usually blinds guys' attraction towards girls is their appearance.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? For girls, the thing that blinds their love towards the guys is usually money. I'm not sure how much you agree with that, but I do see that actually in around my generation.
Yeah.
Girls do look for that. They tend to shut one eye as long as the guy is able to give them their favorite LV bag, their Chanel perfume and everything that they want. And for guys, as long as the girl is very, very pretty, it doesn't
Very
matter
pretty,
whether
she looks
she
hot,
is
yep.
dumb, doesn't matter whether she is, she doesn't have a clear vision of what she wants. If she's not emotionally mature, as long as she's pretty, okay, on's already.
Do you see the similarity in that for female and male? Ego. So for a guy, if he has a partner to fawn who looks pretty, who looks hot, can be a bimbo or whatnot, but it inflates his ego, right?
Yeah.
It makes him feel better about himself, like, now I scored a chick, right? So for females, on the other hand, it also inflates their ego where they have a partner with wealth, right? I've got an LV bag, I've got a Coach, I've got branded stuff, and it's bought from my partner. So I think where it's common is it inflates both sides in terms of their ego.
For a girl, is it more prideful for you to have a very hot partner or a very rich partner?
Oh, I want both can.
Sorry, life sometimes not very fair.
Oh, but if he's got money, then he can work out more after.
You're thinking too hypothetically.
Well, they're both lah.
Does working out make everybody attractive? Do you think so? Sometimes, based on science, the most important part of a person's attractiveness is their face card.
Correct.
Their body macam
Sado?
tapi muka macam
Out.
Then they also the same one. But what do you think?
That's a very, very valid point.
I know what you want to say already. If you got money, then can do plastic surgery mah.
No lah, not that extent lah. Go Korea. Yeah, I actually never thought about it that way. I mean, in a sense where I think what you say, love is blind, right? So if you find that you're attracted to someone, you're attracted to someone, regardless of how they look, right?
Yeah.
So, but for me personally, I will always, if I find myself being attracted to someone, it would definitely be with their personality. The personality can be vibe. Does that person make me laugh? Does that person make me feel silly or weird? Like I can be my weird, quirky self with that person. Then that's where I think I'm attracted to a person, regardless of physical appearance, regardless of wealth, regardless of everything else in that sense.
That's awesome. Learned a lot from.
But
this short
interesting. I want to
discussion
know
today.
for like a 20-year-old. So you asked me for the top 3, right?
Yeah.
So what about people in their 20s? So what would be the arrangement for the top
I
3?
think the difference would be, number one, our generational gap. Secondly, is also because we are of different genders. So we might be looking for different things. For me, definitely finance is at the most bottom. I even I talked about this with Gabby. She was like, if let's say later we get married, and we live together and all of that, will you expect me to have to work? Is it a must for me to work? And I told her no. Yeah, I will do everything that I can to ensure that we have a good life. And all you do is just be a good companion for me, nurture our family, nurture our home. That's all I will expect. In terms of the, being the breadwinner, working as hard as I can, that is something that I feel is a bare minimum already in a man.
Okay.
So we got to do that. For me, finance is at the bottom. Of course, having a loaded significant other, it would be good. But yeah. Secondly, I would say for me would be, of course, appearance. Then I think we're the same.
Oh,
Both
we're
of us will be
the same. Okay.
Appearance, very hard to say because my fiance very pretty already, so I cannot imagine anything else. So like appearance is quite important to me, because I would say we need to be balanced and equal when people look at us. Once again, I think it's something just for our ego lah. For me to feel very, very proud about, this xiao zhao bo like me, right? So that's the second, and of course, number one, it would be emotional maturity, their character, and just how well we talk to each other. One thing I feel that made me so connected and so, deeply in love with Gabby, I think it's not to say fully because of her appearance. She's beautiful, but the thing that really made me, really, 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 really treat her like my favorite person is the fact that we just talk so easily. I can share everything so easily with her. We communicate so easily. I've never met anyone else in the world. No guy, nor girl, nor a family member have I ever felt so comfortable in talking to and sharing my life with. And it's like she understands. To be honest, like in my age, around my 20s, if you have a committed relationship, if you have a great partner, a great girl that will support your goals and be there for you and care for you, it's a cheat code in life, to be honest. I wouldn't be where I am today in terms of my career, in terms of my character, if it weren't for her. She really sees the best in you, and sometimes she sees the worst in you, but she helps you to get through that, get over that. And you need a lot of emotional awareness for that.
I think that's where true partnership comes in play, in the sense where they see you at your best and they see you at your worst, and they would actually be your sounding board to tell them like, hey, I've noticed some certain things, and most often I don't think your friends would tell you this.
Yeah.
Right?
Most of
but
the time.
It would take your partner who truly loves you, want to see you grow, want to see you be successful, to tell him like, hey, I've noticed some certain things, and just help you work through it and help you be the better person. Right? So I think that's very, very important in relationships.
In a relationship where it's a partnership.
Yes.
Right? We always tell people, oh, this is my partner. It's my romantic partner, and it's a teamwork. You know, I really. I've dated other people previously, but to be honest, what's different between me and Gabby is we talk about the hard things. We talk about the things that are not so easy to accept sometimes. I learned that the hard way. One of the first arguments me and Gabby ever had back then, I think when I was like 18, around there, I was a very emotionally immature person, wherein I would be very easily sad. I would get sad very easily. When I get upset about something, or when I feel hurt about something, I will go all the way down. Like there's no in between. I either very happy or super GG sad. So there was like this argument I had with her, and I went all the way down sad. And she tegur me lah. She straight away she said it like this also cry. Oh, that was the first time my ego like totally gone. Yeah, and at that moment it hurt.
Yep.
But that changed me so much. I became someone who I would say this is a good thing lah. I became someone who is much more emotionally unresponsive. There's this quote that says, "The more you respond emotionally, the less mature you are." Right? Maturity sometimes is deciding to not respond based on your emotions.
Agreed.
That was the biggest lesson she taught me. Right? And throughout our relationship, it made me think that way. Okay lah, got issue. Okay, what's gonna happen if I'm super sad and if I start posting sad quotes on my Instagram? I would do that, in order just to get attention from people, attention from her, and there's nothing will change.
Yep.
Right? What changes is what we want to do to find the solution, to help with the problem. The past is the past. Yep. Bygones are bygones. Past hurts are past hurts. And you don't want to carry it forward and all of that, right? And like that hurt a lot. But ever since then, I started to really even look for her, her critiques. Yeah, when she would give me feedback.
Yeah.
Of course, in a respectful way.
Yeah.
I think for men, right, respect is very important.
Agreed.
When we feel that your partner doesn't respect you, the way they talk to you, they laugh at you when you are mad, or when there's relationships and they go ha 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 ha, that hurts the most to men, because they feel
for
like
females too.
Yeah, for females too, right? But for guys, I feel like it's a bit more, because as long as you respect us, I feel like we'll be able to get through it together. But if there's no respect from the women to the men, and of course from the man to the woman, it's very hard to find a middle ground. As long as
it goes
you give
both
me,
ways. It definitely goes both ways, where I think your point is just being able to be heard, having the ability to be heard by your partner. Right? So if you're feeling sad and your partner makes fun of you, right? Then they're not hearing you and they're not respecting you, right? So I think most important is just for them to be at the same level in a sense of what you're feeling.
Yeah,
Completely
understand.
agree. One more last question before we end this, right? So it's always been back on my head, right? So when you mentioned just now earlier about you're perfectly okay with supporting Gabby and things like that, right? So coming from a girl and to a guy, right? So I've always been very independent, right? So I pay for my stuff. I don't know how to let someone take care of me in that sense, right? because I feel it's a bit weird, a bit oblique. I feel like I owe it to someone if they start paying for me, right? But is it really okay for guys to pay for girls?
For me personally, it's no problem at all.
You don't feel like the girl is, you have to pay for someone.
Maybe it's because in my relationship, she's been with me when I had nothing, right? When I literally had nothing, when I had like 3 ringgit in my bank account, she was the one who still wanted to go out with me. She would sometimes even pay for me back at that time. So right now, I'm in the stage where whatever you want, as long as I can give it to you, I will, because you've been such a supportive partner to me. You've been here for me emotionally. What I can return to you perhaps is materialistically. You know, I can give you this and that and all of that. I don't think it's an issue at all, in my opinion. Maybe it's just a principle or a mindset that has already been fed to me since I was really, really young. So it's like it's a very big pride as well to tell people, or not to tell people. That's a bit show off, but like to have that understanding and that knowledge that you're able to take care of your girl. You're able to take care of your partner. She can be safe and secure. I think girls also really love security. They love that feeling that I'm safe, I'm protected, I don't have to worry.
The stability.
Yeah, the stability. I guess sometimes it's just harder it's hard for guys as well, because sometimes it's hard for us to sometimes we feel like we are the only backbone of the family, the backbone of a partnership. That's how it's tough for men sometimes. But for me personally, I will do anything that I can. Everything that I can for my family, for my partner. I think money or financial, your career and your income, it's not your identity. It doesn't determine how great you are of a person if you earn 1 million and if you earn 1,000. I see money as a tool. It's a tool of on how you use it. It's energy. It's energy that you give to people, that you help people with. So yeah, I think that's my view more with money. And that relates with how I treat money in my relationship as well. But yeah, we are a team lah. Gabby always says this, your money is my money. My money is my money. Your money is our money. And I feel I'm totally okay with that.
That applies to all females as well. Your money is my money. My money is my money.
Yeah, it's very nice. I've been learning a lot about relationships and love with you. I think, to be honest, when you talk about love non-stop, there's like so many more questions that I have in the back of my mind, but we're running out of time for this episode. So perhaps in a future episode, we can talk even more about relationships, the difference of how it is in our 20s and our 30s. But yeah, for this episode, I think we're just going to be wrapping it up. So thanks guys so much for watching this episode of 2030. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm not sure whether we're doing okay. And see you guys at episode 3. Anything you want to add, Jane?
Nah, so thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can drop us in a DM. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.